I'm Aubree Deshetsky. I'm an outside hitter, and I graduate in 2026. And I'm from North Branch, Michigan.
Magnify, lift it on high. Spit a Spotify to qualify a spot on his side. I cannot modify, ratify. My mama made me apple pies, lullabies, and alibis. The book don't end with Malachi. Devil will win employee of the month by the dozen to one.
I've been playing volleyball since probably like kindergarten, maybe even a little bit before. My siblings, cousins have all played, so I just started playing right when I could, basically. Playing for Legacy, it means a lot because they're very successful, very widely known, great coaching, players. So just being able to play for them and on a top team, it's just really special. And if I told myself when I was little that I would be playing on that team, I'd be probably really surprised. And so I definitely don't want to take it for granted or anything. And yeah, it's just really fun with the competition. And yeah, before I started playing at Legacy, I would see their posts on Instagram and be like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. The girls are so good. It'd be so cool to play there. And now I'm here playing, so it's just really awesome. So I started playing last year, 15's year. And so really some of my high school teammates have played at Michigan Elite. And then a girl on my sister's team played at Legacy. So I've kind of known who they were. And so it was in the summer of my going into 9th grade. And I tried out in July because I just want to try something new and bigger. And the club I used to play here, it was just kind of in-state tournaments, not super great competition. It's still good competition, but I just wanted to go bigger because I just been told that I had that potential, and I knew that at Legacy that would be something that'd be good for me with the competition. So I think it was July I tried out, and then yeah, that's just how I got to try out. Nothing crazy, but Legacy has really pushed my boundaries, I would say. The coaching there really pushes you to play at your full potential. And I think playing there with my teammates, they're all very competitive. We all have the same goals, and the training there is awesome too. So just being there in that high competitive atmosphere has helped me really push my limits and reach my full potential. Just even out of volleyball too, it kind of made me realize that you have to work really hard to get what you want, and you can't just sit back and think other people are gonna do it for you. You really need to put in the work, whether it's in the gym or working out on your own time or your mental game. There's so much to it, and Legacy has just really shown me that what it takes to be great. So I have a family of 7, my mom and dad. And then I have 4 siblings. Autumn, she's the oldest, she's 22. Drake is 21. My sister Alana is 18, and my younger sister Elise is 13. So I'm the 4th out of 5. My parents both grew up here in North Branch, and a lot of my extended family even. And we're very athletic family, and we along with athletics, we've grown up in church and stuff. My parents both grew up religious, and so they taught us to grow up that way, which I'm very grateful for. We would attend church every Sunday, go to youth group on Wednesdays, summer camps, I don't know, all that stuff. And I'm just very grateful for that, because I know some people don't get that with their family. And so just growing up with a family that's supportive of that, a relationship with Jesus, is really special to me. And with my siblings, I have a really good relationship with all of them. They all support me, I support them. Both my siblings that have graduated have both played college sports. And so I feel like that has really inspired me to want to play college sport too. Like my sister went to Rochester to play volleyball. My brother went to Indiana Wesleyan to play football. And then Alana, my sister, is going to Ferris to play volleyball. And so hopefully I'm the next one to be going. And yeah, they're all really supportive of me. Also, with my family, my siblings, during COVID, we started a dog breeding business. We got a Newfoundland Bentley. And that wasn't really our goal, like when we got the dog, was for like a business. But we got Bentley during COVID. I feel like a lot of people got animals during COVID for like just like entertainment, something to do. And so we got him in like, I think it was March. It was like kind of like right when it started. And then we got our next dog that summer, which was our girl, Ada. And she has had one litter of puppies so far. And then she just on Sunday night had her second litter of puppies. And so, I don't know, we really love doing that as a business. It's called Ada New Fees because her name is Ada. And we actually picked out her name because, so my first sister is Autumn, and then Drake, Alana, Aubree, Elise, so it's like ADA. So that's how I picked out her name, is Ada. And so, yeah, we started a dog business too. That's pretty cool. My relationship with Christ has, through volleyball, it like helps me show God's love through me to people around me. Like my teammates, it helps me be a better teammate. The way I play, I'm not playing for myself. I'm not playing for like my own accomplishments. I'm playing as like a child of God. And also it helps me in volleyball, like whenever, if I don't succeed, if I fail, I know it's not the end of the world. God still loves me. This isn't the only thing that my life is. Like, I'm all doing this for a greater purpose. And it really helps me, like, not be afraid. Like, one of my favorite verses, Joshua 1-9. It's, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And I just think about that verse a lot in volleyball and out of my life because it just really helps me know like I'm not alone and that God's with me no matter what hardships I'm facing, what I'm going through. I'll get past it. God knows that I'm going through it. He'll help me get through it. And so my relationship with Jesus really just, I want other people to know. I want to show him through me. I want other people to like look at me and be like, she definitely like knows Jesus. I see his love through her. And so, yeah. Something unique about me is, I have type 1 diabetes. Not many people, more people now than before. Like, it's kind of growing, but I didn't know many people growing up that had it, especially athletes. And so that's definitely one unique thing about me. And that another thing about me is that I did 4-H, which is showing pigs, like livestock. And I know, like, especially like in the volleyball world, not many people like even know what that is. Like, showing pigs, that's kind of weird. But something like around here, out in like the country, it's something that we do. We raise the pigs, like train them to walk, take them to the fair, show them. And yeah, it's something else that's pretty unique about me. So diabetes is an autoimmune disorder. It's when your pancreas stops producing insulin. I was diagnosed in 7th grade. I had just turned 13, and we were on a ski trip at Boyne Mountain. And so I was on my ski trip, and my mom got a call, and they said that my blood work came through, and so a regular, normal person's blood sugar should be at like 80 to 100, and they called and I was at 300. So normally that's a pretty big sign of diabetes. At first my reaction was, like, I didn't really know what it was. Like, I've heard of it before, but I didn't really know what it was. And so when I went to the hospital, I was like, what can I do to get better? And they're like, you can't. It's like, it's going to be with you forever. And that was just a really hard feeling. And like, I had grown up playing a lot of sports like soccer, softball, volleyball, basketball, track. And so I didn't know if that meant like I couldn't do any of that stuff anymore. And so the feeling was just like, I thought my life was ending. Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to do any of the things that I liked. And so then when I went to the hospital, I had to get insulin because my body wasn't producing any to lower my blood sugar. And then also a way to control diabetes is by counting and tracking carbohydrates, which is what makes your blood sugar rise. And so at first, since my sugar was so high, I had to cut out almost all of the carbs in my diet. So I remember going back to our ski resort, and I had to I was eating just pickles and cheese and chicken, all like low carb stuff. And I even had to pick the beans out of my chili because they had carbs. And I was really embarrassed at first of my diabetes, and I didn't want anyone to know. And so at school, I kind of just didn't tell anyone. I didn't want to tell my teachers, but obviously I had to because they needed to know. And I would have to leave class to go eat a snack if my sugar ever went low. But going back to when I was first diagnosed, something that comes with diabetes is, I said already, counting your carbs, and then you basically have to do the work of your pancreas. So I would have to take shots almost probably 6 times a day, because I would have to take it morning and night, and then before I ate. And that was very different for me. I obviously didn't like needles very much, but I think maybe after the first or second time, my mom gave me my shots, and then I started doing it myself, which was surprising because most people takes a while for them to do it themselves. And so before I have to eat, I would have to count how many carbs I'm eating, and then see I would have to test my blood sugar also. Maybe a month after my diagnosis, I got a Dexcom, which is a CGM, or a continuous glucose monitor, which that helped me a bunch because you put that on. It's just a little sensor. It's round like this maybe. And it tests your blood sugar every 5 minutes, and it just connects to your phone. So it took away me having to prick my finger 12 times a day, which that was really, really helpful. So every 5 minutes, whenever I want, really, I can just look at my phone now and tell my blood sugar, which that is so helpful. And it's crazy to think that people used to not have that, and their whole life they would have to prick their finger, and I'm just so lucky to be able to get that. And then so I would have that, and then I would still do my shots before I ate, and every morning and night. And then I think it was November, almost a year after my diagnosis, I got an insulin pump. And I can actually show you that I have it right now. It looks like this. So it's a little device with tubing, and it has my insulin in it. So every time before I eat, I just type in however many carbs I'm eating, and then it connects with my Dexcom to tell my blood sugar, and it does all the math for me. It already has my insulin in it, and so that is so easy for me because now it barely feels like I have to do anything. At the beginning when I got it, I felt I don't know, I just felt so much of my life revolved around that kind of stuff, and now it just takes me less than a minute to do it. And so the technology really helps me with my diabetes and other people's too. I definitely think that after I figured out that other people could still play sports, because that was one of the main things I did was play sports when I was younger, And so just like knowing that I could still do those things that I liked definitely helped me too. But now just being an athlete with diabetes too is something that has been hard for me, because I have to keep my blood sugar really under control. Like, I can't be low, because then I can't play, because when your blood sugar is low, it's like under 70, 80, and the like symptoms are like you lose all your energy, you get lightheaded, you get really hot, you like sometimes, I don't know, you just feel really bad, I guess. And so I really have to prevent like lows, which is something that's probably the worst, is having a low when you play. And then highs, you don't really notice it, you don't really feel it, but over time highs are really bad too. But I really and I like keep fruit snacks. I bet you a lot of people have seen me have my fruit snacks and phone on the bench, sometimes Gatorade. But I keep fruit snacks because they're just something really quick and easy to eat. And if my sugar's high, it's not that big of a deal. But if it's like super high, I'll have to put my pump back on, because also I have to take my pump off while I play, because it's like a screen and I can't dive on it, or like I can't get my like arm caught in my tubings and it'll rip out. So that's also something I have to take off before I play. And so it's just another thing to add on. Like, while you play sports, you already have so many things on your mind. And so that too is just another like stressor. And when my sugar's low, like, I have to tell my coach, I have to like come out and eat fruit snacks, wait until my sugar goes back up. So it's just like, I don't want to let my team down by not being able to play, or when they like need me not being able to. But I obviously know it's like nothing I can do about it, so I just try not to let that like get to me. And so diabetes definitely has gotten better over time, realizing that it really doesn't like determine my life, and that I can still do the things I enjoy. And maybe other girls are seeing this or guys who have diabetes, and they realize that like it doesn't determine whether they can play a sport or do something. Like, it's just another thing that you have. A lot of people are getting it now, I feel like, more than before. And so I'm sure that other people with diabetes will see this. So like, maybe if they see me like playing and like at such a high level too, it'll help them and like inspire them. So that's like one of my goals, is just to like tell other people and let other people know that diabetes doesn't determine like what you do or how you do stuff, or at what level too. So yeah, that's my experience with diabetes and what it is. So a lot of my volleyball inspirations, I have a couple. There's a girl from, based on my like faith inspiration kind of, there's a girl from Nebraska, her name's Becca Alec, and she's a middle, and she's really open about like her faith, and she talks about it a lot. Like, she goes and speaks at schools, and she like posts about it all the time. So I think that's just like an inspiration to show that like, don't be afraid about your faith, like share it. And then athletic wise, Jill Gillens, she played for Arkansas, and she's now playing pro, and she's like an undersized outside like me. Like, I'm 5'10", she's I think 5'7", so she's even more undersized than me, and just showing that like your height doesn't determine like your play, and that she really just shows that it just depends on how hard you work and how aggressive you are. So, and like, she played, I think it was semis or quarterfinals of the last NCAA tournament, and she's really good. So just watching her play like helped me realize that like being undersized isn't that big of a deal. Like, you can still play up to everyone else's performance and stuff. So those are two of my inspirations. And then also like life-wise, my cousins, my parents, my siblings, almost like all of my family members in my life can be counted as an inspiration, because they're all successful, they all have great families, they're all great people. Like, I don't know, they are all so supportive of me. And so I just want to be like them when I'm older. Like, yeah, they're just great people. Okay, I would say probably coffee ice cream. And I know that's kind of controversial, but it's one of my favorites. And I think that because, I don't know, I like coffee. Also, just coffee, not even just the ice cream. But it just reminds me of here because we have an ice cream cabin in North Branch. I think that was the first time I ever had coffee ice cream, and it's what I get every time. And so, yeah, probably just coffee ice cream. I have a couple favorites. Most recently was winning Triple Crown. That was, like, really amazing. My team had just worked so hard, and, like, the competition at Triple Crown was great. It's, like, one of the best tournaments of the whole year. And so winning that, it was just really, really amazing. It was so fun that whole weekend. Everything, like, all the work we put into it, and then finally, like, getting what we wanted was just a really, really great experience. And there's so many people that are there, so many coaches, so many just people watching. The teams that we play there are super good too. So winning Triple Crown, definitely. And then another thing that was really fun was winning back-to-back state championships with North Branch Volleyball here. We won in 2022, and I won that with my sister and cousin. And that was really fun because that was the first year since, I think, 2016 since we won it. And so, like, being the team to get it back again, that was really cool. I love playing with those girls here. We work through the summer. I used to play club here at North Branch Volleyball Club with the same girls. And so just seeing our work from all the years together and seeing it pay off in the state championships was really fun. And then this past year I went out with my sister again, and we were the first back-to-back team at North Branch. So that was another thing that added on to it. And I just love the coaching staff. My coach, Jim Fish, she's super supportive. This past year, my sister Autumn was also a coach. So it was kind of like I won it with two of my sisters. Because my sister-in-law was on the team. She's a senior this year, so she won't be here next year, sadly, but it's okay. She's moving on to Ferris. And then, I just loved winning states. I mean, obviously, it's like the farthest you can go. So, yeah, winning states 2 years and Triple Crown have been two of my favorite experiences in volleyball.